All right. Okay, well, our next question comes from Cole. And Cole's question, I don't really remember what I said to anybody else at the scene after my wreck, but now I'm supposed to call the adjuster back and I'm worried about it. Any advice?
Well, yeah, Co, this kind of goes to what we were just talking about regarding statements. If you've hired a lawyer, the first thing that we'll do is send a letter of representation telling them not to contact you anymore. And most of the insurance companies know the rules and know that they're not supposed to talk to somebody who's represented. And then all the calls will stop, any letters will stop, the harassment will stop, and then you let the lawyer worry about those things. Now, Mike, every once in a while, something like that happens. But generally, the insurance companies know once a lawyer gets involved, they will stop bothering your client. Is that what you found?
Absolutely. But I'll say this, I just got through taking the deposition of a random witness where he allegedly talked to my client at the scene, and then my client gave a recorded statement without counsel. And now we got some conflicting statements. And Rocky knows this. We're going to get to trial one day, and they're going to try to call this witness to impeach my client, right or wrong. So I'm trying to deal with that on the front end. That's why it's so very important to be very, very careful in giving these recorded statements, talking to people at the scene. So I agree 100% with Rocky. Get counsel when you can, but be extremely careful that your statements jive with your later statements. Very important.
One other thing about that real quick is a statement doesn't have to necessarily be with a guy with a microphone from an insurance company over the telephone. It could be a statement you made on Facebook. It could be a statement you made on Instagram saying, God, I was so tired when I was running down the road, but then this guy ran out and hit me. Well, guess what? You've now made a statement that you were fatigued at the time of the wreck. And so I always advise my clients not to give a recorded statement unless I'm present, but also don't post on social media about the wreck.
Yes, thank you so much for that. I recently saw an accident where a lot of the details you're sharing not to do was just going on. But it's a little lady, she's like giving all of her information out and talking about all that she had going on. But luckily, she was with a woman who has so much compassion. And this lady I sat there right with them outside of a local restaurant here in the Madison area. And we just all started praying because we're more concerned. No one was hurt, but this lady, she was just so kind just to tell this lady, let's just wait till the police get here. And you don't see that all the time, so much compassion, So good advice.